Hello everyone. Sorry I've been away for quite a bit. I've been dealing with 3 different sets of issues. One of them is I have dental issues that I'm still working on, so it was very difficult to really talk for more than a few minutes, and some would say that's good. Anyway, so it's me, Michael. Welcome back, or welcome me back to my own channel. I just got done with my usual Sunday meeting cafe clash with a friend and client, a very good friend of mine from my high school years, who is really coming along with understanding crypto. Had a little discussion with him about AI, etc. But earlier today, there was a very good video. I was going to call it a report. We'll say video. From our guy, Economic Ninja. Now, he did have a report from last night that I saw, the Walmart one. And but this morning was more about how he hinted at quite a few things. But one of the things that he hinted on that really stood out for me was how a lot of people are clinging to this Nesara, Gesara thingy. Now, for those that don't know, it's basically a debt jubilee for first Nesara and for national, the people and government of the United States having a debt jubilee. And Gesara is the same thing, but on a global scale. Now, I have quite a few issues with that. The first is, it seems a bit fairy godmother, and as many of you know, I'm not into the whole fairy godmother thingy, because you know, there'll be friends that help you in life, but in essence, the only person that's going to save you is you. You could pray, if you're a person of faith, to your version of God. That's awesome. Gives you power. Awesome. But in the end, you're the one doing the work. There are no fairy godmothers. And if life, we'll say, blesses you in a certain way, where, well, you know, the people who are into the whole lottery thing, it's an overnight super wealth thing, well, if you're not prepared, that blessing is a curse. So, fairy godmothers do not exist. And my second issue with that is that a lot of people in the United States, they don't deserve a debt jubilee. A lot of people in the United States, and for people outside of the United States, hear me out on this one. In the U.S., you have certain expectations of you. By a certain age, you get a mortgage to buy a house. By a certain age, you, air quote, buy your first car. You get a loan for that, really. And these are called major purchases, and you have different economic indicators in the U.S. that measure this out in different ways, and it's a thing. Now, for, again, those of you outside of the U.S., the number of people that live that life has been dwindling. You have persons such as myself who came up from really nothing. And back in the day, you could get something. You could get a lot, but don't get sick. Like I did in my early 20s when a child coughed on me and I ended up with chicken pox and almost died. Yeah, I almost died a few times in life, ladies and gentlemen. The first was with the surgery for part of the top row of my teeth. Second time, that was an emergency surgery. The second time, or that was, I should say it this way, another time was when I got the chicken pox. Point being this, in the U.S., you really can't miss a paycheck. If you miss a paycheck, you could be in big trouble. If you miss a lot of paychecks like I did because you're at death's door, that's with the chickenpox time. I was unemployed for 2.5, 3 months. But fortunately, I had some people that did save me. They were very good people, persons of faith that their faith indicated that they were to be in a certain way. I eventually paid off everything, and I was very proud about that and still am. And short version is that does not happen too often, if at all, nowadays. So my whole point is this: who are these people? Man, these people on bicycles on a state highway route, unbelievable. Yeah. If now, not everyone in the U.S. is the same. There are people that worked very hard to get down payments. In the U.S., for those that don't know, 20% down. You don't do these, what they're called ninja loans, no income, no job associated. So they just call it ninja. They didn't do any of that. They got their down payment. They saved up for their closing costs, and sometimes 2 incomes, sometimes 1 income and a part-time job, an income and a side hustle. I know of people where one spouse was a photographer. They would do weddings, that kind of thing, on weekends, while the other spouse worked the what we call here the 9 to 5 with overtime. Now those people, in my humble opinion, should not lose their house. They shouldn't lose, period, in my humble opinion. Now, you get some people like that, they get a little crazy, they overbuy. That's a whole other set of variables right there. But in general, those kind of people should not lose their home. Let's say they didn't overbuy the house. They don't buy the newest flashy car. They'll wait quite a few years before they trade in one car to buy another, because they got to drive to work, and they drive like 100 miles each way, an hour or so each way. All right, that's a set of circumstances that, at least in my area of the U.S., is quite common. Now, you also get the people that overbuy, and some of them get conned into it. But let's say you get a person who overbuys, and they know they're overbuying, but they don't care because they can get a bigger house because of this loan. They overbuy by financing a car or leasing a car where they don't even own it, and they overbuy on that. Should that person who has demonstrated such irresponsibility, should they get anything? I don't think so. Definitely, they should not get something instead of the person who, the couple who work 2 jobs, who they have a kid or 2, and they're juggling everything. No, those people, they could use a help every bit, a bit of help every now and then. But someone who took advantage, no. And anyone, and I think everyone in the world can agree upon that. No one who takes advantage should get special favors. That's just wrong. And here's a big part of that. All that builds up because you have 350 million Americans plus a whole bunch of other residents of the United States. As a nation, debt run by the nation, this crazy overspending, was shipped overseas. And those people in good faith bought the debt via treasuries. Now, those people should not get screwed either. So, now this whole Nesara, Gesara, from what I researched on it, was this idea this guy had, and it took a life of its own. I'm not even sure, really, if the Nesara, Gesara of today is the same one that he came up with. Probably not. But, maybe it is. But people just took the ball, as they say, and ran with it. That's Americanism for they just, well, you can figure that out. So yeah, my thought is a lot of people who are in massive credit card debt, and I admit I just charged something on the credit card, food, which I never thought I'd do, onto a credit card. The debt is mounting. Inflation is insane. Got nothing good to say about it, really. I got nothing. You can't say anything good about rampant inflation, but it's going to get worse. So here's my thing. While you're going to get people who take advantage, that are going to want that Nesara, Gesara, you're also going to get, thank you for waiting, you're also going to get people who really need it, both here in the U.S. and around the world. And but I was also watching a video that brought an idea of how the gentleman in Australia, what's his name? New Finance, I think he goes by. He did a very good video about how Elon and Mr. Ramsamy would be working on their part of a bigger plan so the U.S. could pay off its debt. Now, I really like that idea. I'm very fortunately blessed right now to have something work-wise. A lot of people don't. I am trying to get overtime. I am trying to get something secondary. It's difficult. It's hard to get something. But I just might take anything at this point, because I don't like having debt. It's not good. My credit rating went up by, well, one went up by 20 points, the other one went by 10 points, so figure out the average. Unfortunately, credit scores are in the 700s, FICOs are in the 700s. Beautiful thing. It took a lot of hard work and watching every dollar, and I encourage everyone, watch every dollar. You don't want to mess around. You don't want to miss any payments. You want to utilize the reminder functions in your phone. And if you don't have one, download one. If you look hard enough, you'll find it. But that's my thing. We have to hunker down as individuals, especially Americans, in paying off our personal debts. And as a nation, we have to do the same thing. Because now a lot of people, what is wrong with you people? You have a green light. Press on the gas. Press on the gas. Brr. Anyway, the United States has a unique responsibility as the, hey, careful with that little Honda driver. United States has a responsibility that not many countries in the world have had. That unique responsibility is based upon being a world reserve currency. Now, I probably will make a video about this, but I think the days of world reserve currencies, or at least one, are pretty much over. At least once XRP gets in its groove, then we're just going to have a world bridge currency. And it's going to be different. Forex is going to be very interesting in that regard. Commodities market will be very interesting as well. There'll be a lot of interesting stuff. But for now, we are still, and the power is waning, the world reserve currency. So we have a responsibility to at least, in a fiscal economic sense, lead the world by paying off our debts. So this whole Nesara, Gesara, fairy godmother thing, or at least maybe it's not a fairy godmother thing, but everything I've heard is, I could be wrong. Comment down below if it's not fairy godmother. But what's being told to me or read by me, what have you, sold to me, is, you know, you wake up one day and the magic fairy godmothers cleared out your debts. Ew. I don't need somebody else to... Ew. How childish is that? Somebody else will take care of it for me? No. I'm grown. It's my debt. I'll pay it off. You know? Yeah. Sorry, I just... what? Sorry, I gotta watch these people. I think they're in Manhattan when they drive. It's just... anyway, sorry. I'm not in Manhattan. I obviously, in the background, you can tell I'm in the suburbs. But, yeah, it ties in what I was saying at the start of this. No one's coming to save you. And what I said later is, sometimes people will come help you out, and they'll be pretty much a savior. But the point is, it's our own personal and, as a nation, responsibility to clear our debts. So this whole Nesara, Gesara, I'm not a big fan of. I just wanted to put that out there. You know, don't give me free stuff. Give me opportunity to work so I can pay off my stuff. That's what I want. So, now if we... now, Ninja was talking about this earlier today, too. About transitioning the whole economy, the U.S. dollar. And my takeaway is this. What I would like, and I get this from a few other channels as well, Common Sense Crypto, Cash Official, Lift Capital. Yeah, those are some of the ones I follow. I'll try to remember to tag them in this video. But my idea is that BRICS nations, the U.S., and perhaps a few other nations are going to back their sovereign currencies, like U.S. dollar, which is currently a Federal Reserve note, but we shall see how that happens. If the Fed's going to be around or not, don't know. But, you know, Bank of England is not a bank, it's not even English. Somebody said to me once, just like the Fed is not a Fed nor a reserve. But those kinds of institutions, the sovereign debt, the krona, the euro, etc., and so on, will be backed by precious metals and commodities and exchanged with each other, bank to bank, sovereign to sovereign, via XRP in 3 to 5 seconds. And I really am thinking the world is going to go that way. And that's on the whole business level. Now, when it comes to personal people, you and I, all that other kind of stuff. Let me get through this light. Okay, good. What is gonna happen? And I think a lot of XLM is gonna come online. Yeah, it's for me, XLM is a little too political. It's been politicalized, I guess is the word. Like the SWIFT system has been politicalized, or whatever the word is. It's, yeah. So will it have value? Yeah. As much as XRP? Well, technically it could, but if they got off the politics, maybe. And to one degree or another, well, let's just stop there with those. I mean, we can go on that, but that's a tangent. But I think a lot of us are going to be exchanging in XLM. XLM will be exchanging currencies between people. XRP will be doing the banks and the sovereigns. But, I think there's going to be a bit of bleed over. I think there's going to be a lot of IOTA involved because we're going to have more and more AI. You got refrigerators that place orders for your milk for you. I mean, it's just gone nuts, in my opinion. But, and the emergence of AI, it needs a system of value exchange. So more than likely, that'll be IOTA. Some people say it'll be Fetch. I say it's too close to call, at least right now, to the best of my knowledge. But, yeah, let me just tie this back to where I was with Nesara, Gesara. Don't believe the free stuff hype, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what they're doing here. Oh, okay, they're putting up some stuff. Yeah, just try to get your hustle on. Learn different things you need to do for money making. Avoid getting caught up in that extra bill. Pay off what you can, because I really don't think the Gesara is coming. And if it's not, then what is coming? Deflation because of unemployment. Hyperinflation because there'll be money printing. That whole free stuff, universal basic income hoo-ha. Yeah, that's just an inflation maker. So it would probably be coordinated in a way to maintain inflation at a certain level. And in my opinion, that's kind of doomed to failure. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be home in about 5 minutes. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you for being patient and waiting on my next video. Sorry I couldn't hardly even talk. At least not well. I sounded terrible. And I do have an issue with the car. Trying to work all that out. So I'll try to get back to everyday posting, or at least every couple of days. So please, if you like this video, go ahead and you know the drill. Comment for the algorithm. But also, if you want to make sure you're notified, please click the subscribe bell. Double check it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure the all selection is done, not personalized. You want to get all my stuff up there. I do have a few ideas about some of the next things I'm going to cover. So thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. And I try to keep these videos at the 25 minutes. So stopping now, but thank you. Enjoy your night or your day tomorrow. We're coming into a new week, a new work week. So let's make it a good one. Let's make it productive. Let's look at setting up our own companies and just trying to make our world a better place, our individual world, and the greater world by extension. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good one.